Um, and we're going to do another interval workout like we did last week. And my thought for today is just the power of showing up. You know, sometimes we feel really inspired to do things. Sometimes our motivation is high, but other times we just need to move on automatic pilot, and that's okay. There is power in just showing up day after day, where even we just put in the minimal effort, where just the showing up is all we can muster. And there's still power in just being consistent, in showing up. And inevitably, the inspiration and all of that will come back. So let's warm up standing, and then we will move through our intervals, and then we can be all warm and stretchy. So come to the top of your mat and take a pretty wide stance, so about as wide as your mat. And inhale, reach your arms high. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart and just sit back in a chair. Inhale to reach high. And then bring your arms out to a T, and as you exhale, just come halfway forward to a flat back. Inhale to reach your arms forward alongside your ears, and then soften your knees and touch the floor as you exhale. Just ground through your left fingertips. You can straighten your right leg and inhale, reach your right arm up for a twist. And then exhale, right arm down. Straighten through that left leg as you inhale, reach your left arm up. And then bring your left hand down. Bent knees. Roll your spine up to standing. Reach high. And we'll just go through that again. Exhale. Hands to heart. Sit back in your chair. Inhale to reach high. Exhale. Arms out to a T. Halfway forward. Inhale. Arms alongside your ears. Exhale. Soften your knees. Touch the floor. Inhale, twist open to your right. You can bend into that left knee and straighten your right leg. And then come down, right fingertips down, inhale, left arm up. And exhale down. Inhale to roll to standing, reach high. We'll do one more time like that. Exhale, sit in your chair, hands to heart. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, arm to a T, halfway forward. Inhale, arms alongside your ears. And exhale, touch the floor. Inhale, twist open to your right. And then lower back down. And twist open to your left. And lower back down. Roll yourself all the way up to standing, reach high. And we'll add on this time. Exhale, hands to heart, sit back in your chair. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, arms to a T, come halfway forward. Keep your flat back. Inhale, lengthen your arms alongside your ears. Exhale, soften your knees, bring your hands to the floor, and step your left foot back into a lunge. And then you can just find some movement in your hips here. You can bring your knee down or keep it lifted. Whatever kind of feels like it's calling to you, and bring some openness into your hips there. Just wiggle. Then ground through your left hand and inhale, reach your right arm up and for a big open twist here. And then as you exhale, just thread your right fingers past your left rib cage. And just pulse there. Inhale to open. And then exhale, thread through. And just feel that through your whole back line. Inhale and open. Bring those right fingertips to the floor. Tuck your back toes, lift that back knee, and then step back forward with your left foot. Roll yourself up to standing, reach high. Exhale, hands to your heart and sit back. Inhale, reach high. And exhale, halfway forward. Inhale, arms alongside your ears. And exhale, soften your knees, hands to the floor. Step your right foot back and wiggle in your lunge. Knee up or down. Or you can do kind of a combination of both. Ground through your right hand. Inhale, reach your left arm up. And then exhale, thread that past your right ribs. And inhale and open. And exhale and twist. Inhale and open. Exhale and twist. Inhale, open. Exhale, left hand down, lift that back knee, step forward, and then roll yourself up to standing. Reach your arms high. And just exhale, hands to your heart. And just kind of check in here. You can close your eyes or have them open. Just feel your body. The warmth that you've created. And then you can release your hands. And I will show you our first move. So we'll, again, do 3 tabatas. So it's 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest for 8 rounds. So they'll be 4 minutes long. And each round will have 2 moves. So our first one, we will do a curtsy lunge. So you'll just cross behind and come on up, and then you'll step out to a side lunge. So we'll just do a curtsy lunge and a side lunge. And you can make it as big as you want. Okay, so that's move number 1. And then move number 2 is a squat jack, or just step side to side and squat to touch the floor. Okay? So we'll switch back and forth. We'll make sure we do both sides with our curtsy lunge, side lunge, but that's what we've got happening. So set up for your first round to curtsy lunge, side lunge. 3, 2, 1, go. So step into your curtsy lunge, out into your side lunge. And you can be pretty springy. Try to breathe through your nose. And pretty smooth breathing. Okay, rest for 10 seconds. And get ready, either those side step squats or squat jumps. I think my first round I'm going to do side step. We've got plenty of time to jump around. And you don't have to touch the floor, but just kind of listen to what feels challenging but available. Okay, curtsy lunge, side lunge on the other side. So you've got your 10 seconds of rest. And go. Step behind and then out to the side. Step behind and out. And let yourself feel springy on that moving leg. And you can play with how far you step back. And then pause. Get ready for those side step squats, or you can jump. So you can jump out and touch the floor, or you can step out. And touching the floor is also optional. Breathe. And try to use your nose for your breathing. Okay, back to the first side for your curtsy side lunge. Ready? Go. Step out, back, and then out. Cross behind, out to the side. And then rest. Get ready for those squat jumps or step side to side. And just keep breathing. Just have a few seconds left. And then rest for 10 seconds. Then switch sides. Okay, curtsy. And then side lunge. And curtsy. And side lunge. And just feel that strength as you move. Rest. Last time with our squat side to side or jump. You can do it for 20 seconds. That's all you have to do. All right, rest. So we've got a minute of rest, and I'll show you our next moves. So we'll start with a high lunge, and we'll just bring knee to elbow. And you can kind of use your arms as you do this, okay? So that's the first one. And then the second one will come to a table, and we'll lengthen our leg back. And then we'll tuck toes, come into a plank, and bring that knee into our chest. So we're alternating which knee is bent. I'll show you on this side. So the one on the ground will lift and lower. All right. We got another like 7 seconds. Get ready for those like running man lunges. So find your high lunge and just knee to elbow. And let your arms move. And then rest for 10 seconds. Make your way to your table. And I'm just going to lift the same leg that I had lifted before. You lift it back, and then lift your grounded knee and bring your knee into your chest. Keep breathing. And rest. And your way to your rest. Set up your lunge on the other side. And get ready. Knee to elbow. And you can use your arms in just a way that makes sense to you. Now 3, 2, 1. Okay, come back down to your table. And set yourself up. Go with the other leg this time. Leg out, knee to chest as you lift that grounded knee. And feel the feedback from your outer hands up through your shoulders. And rest. Do downward dog or child's pose. Get ready for that first side. And do your lunge. ground through that heel of your front foot. Rest. Come onto your hands and knees. Start with that first leg lifted, and then knee to chest. Enjoy your breath and your heartbeat, and hopefully you're breaking a sweat. And rest. Set yourself up for your lunge and go. And last time doing this lunge. And rest. Last round in this tabata. Hands to the floor. Lengthen your leg back. Knee to chest. Let's go. And tap your knee down to the floor. And then lengthen your heel back. Try to stay stable through your spine and rib cage. And we're done. Take a rest. Child's pose, downward facing dog. And I'll show you our last moves. So we'll do some upper body and core. So we'll go from forearm plank, drop a hip, roll to boat, roll back to forearm plank, drop a hip, float to boat. So that's our first move, back and forth there. The second one is plank, shoulder taps. So you can do it with your knees up or down. Just really pay attention to your intra-abdominal pressure. So you don't want to be squeezing your belly so that you're pushing everything out. You want to think of drawing that lower corset in right above your pubic bone. So think of that, so you've got your corset. Okay, set yourself up for your forearm plank and roll to your boat. 20 seconds of this. Just rolling side to side and rest. Find your way to a table and then find your plank and shoulder taps. So knees up or down, and think of engaging your core so you've got equal pressure all around the whole circumference. You're not squeezing the front at all expenses. And then rest. You got 10 seconds. And get ready for your forearm plank. Find your forearm plank. And then hip down, float to your boat. And then roll to the other side. Hip down, float to your boat. Go back and forth. Again, really paying attention to 360 degrees. Rest. Set yourself up for your plank. And just shoulder taps. So feel stable from that pinky edge of your hand all the way up your back. Think of that line from your pinky down toward your glute. And then rest. Take a little rest, however you want. Set yourself up for your forearm plank and roll around. If you want straight legs, Go for it. And then rest. And table or plank. And do your shoulder taps. We just got one more round of each after this. And rest. Do a cat and cow maybe. Child's pose. Last round of our forearm planks to boat. I have sweat dripping down my forehead. Okay, rest. And then we're to our very last round of shoulder taps. So maybe challenge yourself. You can go faster or lift your knees for a couple. We're almost done. Breathe in and out of your nose and pay attention to the strength in your back body, and you're done. Find a child's pose and a place to rest your forehead. I don't have my towel in here. I need to wipe off my forehead. And just breathe. And pay attention to your back body. Think about really breathing into your lower back ribs. And think of that canister of your core, with the top of it being your diaphragm, the bottom being your pelvic floor. And just feel all of it move in concert. And just take one more breath in your child's pose. And then rock forward. Interlace your fingers with your forearms on the floor. Elbows underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes. And come into a dolphin. And we'll just hold it. Really push into your outer wrists. Find some length through your outer armpits. Soften your front ribs in. And find a bend in your knees. And then send your inner thighs back. And bring your legs back towards straight. Let your head just hang. You can shake your head. Let your neck relax. And take one more breath there. And then bring your knees back down. Lengthen out your left arm and just slide your right arm underneath your left armpit to find a twisted child here. You can use those left fingertips to kind of leverage your twist. Maybe creep them over toward the right corner of your mat. And then lengthen your left hip away from those left fingertips. You could play with lifting that arm and bringing the back of your hand to your right outer hip. And then release your left arm. Place it down in front of your face. Use your arm strength to come back up. And then just switch sides. So you'll slide your left arm under. And bring your shoulder, side of your head to the floor. And then any arm variation you want to hang out in. So I like that long arm, creeping my fingertips over to the left, and then lengthening my right hip crease away from my right hand. And if you played with that half bind here, you can reach your arm up and then wrap it around. Kind of lean that shoulder back. And then release. Use your right hand to push yourself back up to your table. Tuck your toes, and then come to sit on your heels with your toes tucked. And bring your arms out to a cactus, and then really push the backs of your hands back. So you're kind of really finding some external rotation of your upper arms, and then drop your front low ribs down. Loosen up through your neck. And then right elbow underneath, give yourself a hug or wrap into eagle arms. Shoulders out of your ears. If you ever need to come out of this with your feet, just do. Come out when you're ready. Unwind your arms, find your cactus, and then left elbow underneath. Give yourself a hug or wrap into eagle arms. Shoulders out of your ears. Release your arms, rock forward. Wiggle out your feet. Maybe even gonna bring some circulation, slap your feet on the floor. And then sit back on your heels. This may be enough of a stretch for the tops of your feet, or you could walk your hands back, draw your shoulder blades together, maybe even lift your knees up off the floor. Stretch your feet in a different way. And then knees down. Walk your hands into table, and then step your right foot outside of your right hand. And you can knee toe your left leg back to lengthen that. Just find a lizard lunge that feels nice and opening for you, but still keep the support. So feel the feedback of the floor into your right heel, and find just a slight drawing together of your left knee and your right heel. Lengthen out through the crown of your head. And you can find a little bit of movement here. Maybe come to fingertips and bend and straighten your right leg. And after you've done that 3 or 4 times, you can come down lower in your lizard if you'd like. Forearms to a block or the floor. And just breathe there. And come back up onto your hands. And tuck your back toes and lift your back knee, and then dial that left heel down and come on up into a side angle pose. So you can have your right fingertips on the floor. You could come up and hold on to your right inner ankle, or bring your right forearm to your right thigh. Just find a place that feels like you've got space. You're not really congesting this hip flexor, and you have some mobility in your pelvis, right? So that's a nice rule of thumb wherever we are. Like, can my pelvis move? Do I have control over that? And then you can reach your left arm up, internally rotate your shoulder, bend your elbow, and bring that hand behind you. And you can play with that half bind there. Take one more breath. And then push into that right heel. Feel really strong. Come up to warrior 2. And then straighten through your right leg. Find some movement in your pelvis here. So just Wiggle it from side to side. And then ground down through your right big toe. Draw that right outer hip back and lean yourself forward. You bring your hand to your shin. Reach your left arm up. Draw your shoulder blades together on your back and ground through your left heel. Reach out through the crown of your head. And breathe in your triangle pose. Find some external rotation of your right arm. And then bend through that right knee. Just bring both of your hands down and step back into a downward facing dog. And just check out the difference from one side of your body to the other. You can shake your head, no. Nod your head, yes. Bring your knees to the floor and step your left foot outside of your left hand. And wiggle around here. And shift your hips from side to side. And then maybe straighten and bend that left leg. And take your time. So you can really take your time straightening that leg. And after you've done it 3 or 4 times, you can lower in your lizard, but still find just a little bit of that engagement of pulling your left heel back and your right knee forward. Maybe forearms to a block or to the floor. Think of that line from your pubic bone to your sternum, lengthening. And enjoy your breath. Breathe in and out of your nose. And then come up onto your hands. Tuck your back toes, lift that back knee, and then ground through your heel. And we'll make our way to side angle pose. So you can have those left fingertips on the floor, left forearm on your thigh. You could grab your left inner ankle. But let your litmus test of where you are is just be, can my pelvis move? Do I have agency here, or do I feel really stuck and rigid? You can play with lifting your toes and feeling like you're spreading your feet apart. Ground in through that right heel, lengthen through the crown of your head. And then feel really strong in your foundation. Come on up to warrior 2. And just pause there. And straighten your left leg. And just wiggle your pelvis. Give your left leg a little bit of a rest. And then draw your left outer hip back. Push into that left big toe bell mount as you come down. And let your left arm be pretty lightweight, like you're not bracing yourself on it. Right. You're using your core and your legs to hold you in your triangle pose. You take your gaze anywhere that feels interesting. Find some external rotation of your left upper arm, so you're kind of exposing your left armpit forward. And then cartwheel your hands down, step back. to your downward facing dog. And just pause there. Feel both sides of your body, your right side, your left side. And adjust your hands in a way that you really feel supported from your outer hand up the outer edge of your arm, up your outer armpit, and all the way down your back. Find freedom in your neck and soften those front low ribs in. Push your inner groin back. And just breathe. And take one more breath there. And just walk your hands up toward the top of your mat. And inhale, find a halfway lift there. Feel really strong through your back body. And then exhale to fold. Bend into your knees and inhale up for a chair pose. You can reach your arms alongside your ears. And feel the weight in your heels. And then you can rock forward and feel the weight in the balls of your feet. And then you might even play with rocking your weight forward and lifting your heels, and then rocking your weight back and lifting your toes. But slow and controlled. And pause with your heels down. Bring your hands to your heart. Come up to standing. Step your left foot back and set yourself up for warrior one. So your hips are working towards square. Ground through that left heel behind you. Bend into your right knee. Soften your front low ribs down. And reach your arms high. Now I have a strap handy for me, but we'll just come into Gomukhasana arms. So you can bend your left elbow, take your right arm out to the right, internally rotate it, bring it up your back. So my shoulders have been really tight lately. I need a strap to be able to reach. Your hands may reach each other. And just enjoy your breath and your warm muscles. And take one more breath there. Try to drop those front low ribs down and kind of engage through that left glute. And then release your hands, your strap or towel if you have it. And then just interlace your fingers behind your back. Draw your bent elbows toward each other. And then you can bring your arms towards straight. And we'll fold into a humble warrior. You can rest on your thigh or bring your shoulder down inside your knee. And then release your arms. Bring your fingertips to the floor. And we'll twist to our left. Just let your feet, to your right. Let your feet come with you. And then bend your knees and come to sit on the floor with your right ankle stacked over your left knee. So we're coming into this fire log pose. And, you may have some space between your ankle and knee. It can be nice to stick a block or a folded blanket there so you have some feedback. But we're going to take our right hand to our inner right knee and push them into each other. So really push your hand into your knee into your hand. Let your spine be tall. And stay active through that right foot. So push hand and knee into each other. But keep breathing. Don't do it so much that you're holding your breath. And then release that effort and use that outer leg strength to draw your knee down a little more. Bring your hand to your knee and resist again. Resist your hand into your knee into your hand. And then release. Use that leg strength to draw your knee down. And we'll just do that one more time. Resist. And then release your resistance. Draw that knee down. Let your spine get tall. And then you can fold forward over that right shin any amount. Maybe your forearms come to your shin. Maybe hands come to the floor in front of you. But think of lengthening that line from your pubic bone to your sternum. So sending your pubic bone back behind you, lengthening your heart forward. And stay active through this right foot. And then you can walk your hands over to your left and kind of aim your heart over your foot. And then just let yourself come on up. Release your legs. You can shake them out, windshield wiper. Either way. And then rock into a table. Just clear everything out in a downward facing dog. Just pedal. You don't have to hold for super long. And then walk your way to the top of your mat. Parallel feet, bend your knees, come up for your chair. And then just play with those foot rocks a couple of times. We still have all sorts of cracks and pops. And then stand up. Right leg back. Set up for your warrior one. Ground through that right heel. Bend through your left knee. And then draw your left outer hip back. And find that support of your very lowest belly. Right above your pubic bone. So we're not clenching here. Right, we've got equal pressure from your back body, your front body, this whole circumference. But you've got support from your transverse abdominis. And your pelvic floor and your diaphragm move in concert. And then this time, left arm is under, right arm on top. And you can reach for your hands. Bringing my arm extender with me. And think of that canister. Try to keep your, the idea of your pelvic floor and your diaphragm being parallel with each other. Right, we have some kind of an anterior tilt of our pelvis here. So they're not going to be perfectly aligned, but let everything move in concert with equal intra-abdominal pressure around that whole canister. So you're going to drop your low ribs down and not let them flare forward. And one more breath. And then release your arms. You can interlace your hands now, maybe the unusual way. Draw elbows toward each other. Open your heart. And then fold into your humble warrior. You can rest on your thigh. Shoulder down inside your knee. Let your head hang, shoulders away from your ears. And then release your hands. We'll walk our hands over to the left and then just bend both knees to come down and sit in that fire log. So left ankle on top of right knee. And flex through your left foot. Lengthen up through your spine. And bring your left hand to your left inner knee and then push them into each other. So push your left hand into your left knee and your left knee into your left hand. So find that isometric contraction and work there. And then release that pressure. Use that external rotation capacity of your muscles to pull your knee down closer to your ankle. And then again, resist hand into knee, knee into hand. And then release that effort. Use your muscles to pull your knee toward your ankle. And then hand to knee. Push your hand into your knee, knee into your hand. And then release that effort. Last time, energetically pull your knee down. And then lengthen through your spine and let yourself fold any amount. Maybe hands come to your shin, maybe to the floor. And think of that line, again, from pubic bone to sternum. And you're lengthening there. And keeping integrity in your lower back. So your lower back can round, but you don't have any hinge points there. No hinge points in your spine. You've got an equal curve through all of your vertebrae. Take another breath there. And then walk your hands over to your right, and you kind of can aim your heart towards your foot. If that is just way too much, don't do it. And you don't need to be super rigid through this left foot, but still kind of keep it flexed so you just have some engagement. So we're working with eccentric contraction. We're lengthening those muscles as we're engaging just a little bit. And then release. Lean back, windshield wiper those legs. And take your left heel toward your pubic bone and extend your right leg out. And then find a big side bend over to your left. So push down through your left arm. And you can lengthen there. And then we'll swim over to the right. You can swim back and forth here. It may even be fun to ground down through your left hand and rock onto your left shin as you come over to your left side. And then swim over to your right. Just find some fluid movement here. Next time you come over to your right, you can hold your fold. And I like to find some resistance with my upper arm into my inner thigh, wherever you are. open into that twist. And after you've had a few breaths in your twist, you can rotate your heart toward your knee. Maybe frame your leg with both of your arms. And think of sending your pubic bone back and lengthening that front line of your body. And come on up. And we'll just switch sides. So bend your right knee, lengthen your other leg. And start with a side bend over, away from your lengthened leg. And then along your lengthened leg. And if you want to roll onto your shin, you do that. You feel like you're kind of even from one side to the other. You can hold your side bend. And really think about just like stretching out through every limb of your body. So think of that right knee really reaching away from you and lengthening out through your left foot, reaching through the crown of your head, and both of your arms are active. And after you've breathed in your side bend, you can rotate your heart toward your knee and frame your arms around your leg. And come on up. And take your bent knee and just straighten that leg. Lengthen through your spine and just find a few breaths in a forward fold. And you can pulse it here if that would feel most natural for you. You can kind of use your heels and your knees, kind of creep your legs a little longer. I got that inspiration from Amy. Let your neck and face relax. And come on up. Bring your hands outside of your knees and bring them together. And we'll make our way onto our backs. And I'm actually going to use my 2 blocks, bring 2 blocks with me. If you have a bolster or a blanket, you can roll up. We'll end today with a heart opener. So if you've got a blanket or a towel, you can roll it any width and bring that just right under your shoulder blades. If you've got 2 blocks, you can take one perpendicular to your mat and bring the base of your shoulder blades to the block, and then use the other block as a pillow under your head, either at the middle height or the highest height. The one under your back should be at the middle height or the lowest height. If you've just got a blanket, you can just bring that rolled up underneath your shoulder blades. And then you can play with the position for your legs. Maybe feet wide, knees not together, or legs long. And then let your palms be face up. If it's too much, you could go grab some pillows from your couch to put underneath your arms if having them all the way to the floor is just way too much for your pecs and your armpits. And just revel in the fact that you showed up today. And the ironic thing is sometimes the humility of only having the energy to just show up gets us out of our own way and just allows life, our true nature, inspiration of the Spirit, and God to work through us. And sometimes we don't have to try so hard. And so wherever you are, you can just let go of the trying and just be. If the props are feeling good to you, you can just stay here. If you would like to take a minute or two without the heart opener, you can move your props out of the way and just come flat onto your back. Listen to your body and to your energy. And start to deepen your breath. And bring your hands together and just rub them till your hands get warm, and then bring your warm palms to your eyes. Give yourself a little scalp massage, temple massage, forehead massage, jaw massage, ear massage. Rake your fingers down the sides of your throat. Knead out the back of your neck and your shoulders. Just kind of nurture yourself back to awareness. And then bend both your knees, roll to one side. Push your way up. Just find your comfortable seat. Bring your hands to your heart and find that inner smile and offer a sense of gratitude. And thank your body and your breath. Divine light in me honors the divine light in you. Namaste. And thank you